I want to thank you for tuning in to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, people? How you doing? It's a great week, and this is the author's edition. This is the children's author edition. I have to be really specific about this. This is children's books. So if you're a parent and you love to read to your children, you love your children to read to you, or you read to other children, if you're a teacher or whatever, this is the perfect
Yes.
book for you. I'm
Yes.
going to go ahead and take a short break and we'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. We got an amazing author for you. It's Z, and
Yes.
she's from Africa.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. Yes.
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
What's up? What's up? It's your girl Tamika Scott from Escape, and I am kicking it with Yaya Diamond, my girl. You know that.
Welcome back to the show. So, Z, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So tell us about yourself.
Well, to begin with, I'm chasing a dream, and I hope you can help me realize my dream.
I hope so. I do.
Okay.
Hope so.
I'm a teacher, but all my life I've been teaching, and I'm still teaching at university level. I'm a mother of 4, great mother of 4, and I love storytelling. I grew up, I'm a baby boomer to begin with, and I grew up in Zimbabwe in the rural area where we did not have the television. You had the radios. So back then, we'd sit around our fathers, our aunts, our moms, and they'll tell us stories. And most of the stories had animal characters. And but they were meant to teach us some good morals. So that's how I grew up, and I got to like the storytelling. And as I grew up, I realized that this thing is dying. Someone is going to pick it up and pass it on to the new generations. So I decided to write this story, this book, based on the stories that I grew up listening to, and I did it for the purpose of my grandkids. And I did it for the purpose of other kids. Well, I'm here in the United States, and I had to write it in English for the benefit of the people who want to read my book. But as it is, it's good for the kids, it's good for the parents as well, it's good for whoever wants to learn, other cultures. And if I were to recommend, I would say I would recommend it for, as a book for the social studies classes, because then they can get to know what is going on in other cultures.
Yeah. It's very important. I mean, there's a lot of different animals that are over in Africa and in Kenya, Zimbabwe, that aren't in the United States. I mean, what did you really feature, and how did you go about doing that?
I featured mainly the animals that are found in Africa, like you've said. The lion, is there in Africa. The cheetah is there in Africa. And the baboon, I don't know if they are baboons here in the state. The tortoise, which is called the turtle here, is one of the animals. And then I also have the fish is part of the, the animals, because it's about, the setup in the forest. The setup in the forest, we also have rivers in the forest. So we have the fish in the rivers, and then we have the crocodiles, which you call alligators. So I have these different animals, but they are giving us this picture of the forest and what is happening in the forest, that they are animals, that's their kingdom, and they live there, and they have to cross rivers to go to the next, place to play with their friends, or to go for birthday parties, that's the way I put it, or to babysit, as it were, for their friends. So it's quite interesting.
Wow. You say you teach on a university level, but you're writing for children. Why?
Because, you know what, like I said at the beginning, I have grandkids.
Okay.
And I looked at them and I said, you know what? If I don't do it, these grandkids are never going to learn how I grew up, what I went through. So during COVID, I decided to say, let me put my time to use. And I sat down and wrote these 7 stories.
Wow.
And the stories are quite interesting because the theme there is about, do unto others as you'd like to do them to do unto you. And also, teaching the kids, teamwork. If you work together, you go far.
Yeah.
So I said, let me put these stories in a book format so my grandkids can read. But there is also another dream I really would want to achieve.
What is that?
Book. I wrote this book in English, but these stories in Zimbabwe are narrated in our mother tongue, which is Shona. So when I was writing the book, as much as I was writing it for my grandkids, I had at the back of my mind the kids in the villages that are going to school, and they are in elementary school, middle school, but English is their second language. So they listen to these stories. They've been listening to these stories in their mother tongue, the Shona. But if they were to read this book now and see that it can also be narrated in English, and that way, that may help them in, their grammar, their vocabulary. So that's another dream I have of one day, taking it to Zimbabwe, if I get the money, give it to the kids in elementary school, in middle school, and then probably make a follow-up after 2 years and see if they've really developed their grammar.
Definitely. Wow. That is a great dream. That is a great dream. And I know
want to realize that.
You said that you don't know if they have the animals here in the United States. Well, most of those animals that you said are in the zoo. They're in the zoo. And if they're not in the zoo, it's because somebody bought an exotic animal and it got too big for them and they let it go. And now Florida has black bears. We have bears, we've got anacondas, we've got crocodiles, and alligators are native here, but crocodiles are not. We've got all kinds of different animals and monkeys and stuff now in the Everglades that they found their way down there, and it's not even their natural habitat. So they're just tearing it up, or they're out of their element and their stuff disappearing,
Yes.
So we do have them. Our native here is either the bobcat or the Florida panther down here in Florida. There's just all kinds of different animals down here. But I love it when people write about their native country and about the things that I don't know about that you know about, and take it to your regular tongue so that the kids there can actually see it. Have you thought about doing like a GoFundMe or some kind of a fundraiser so that you can get the books so that you can send them?
That's something I'm still thinking about. Probably I could get some advice from you as we talk. The GoFundMe is one way of doing it. And I probably will go that route and see if there are also some interested people who are interested in financing or seeing these kids in rural Zimbabwe gain some education, improving their English, because English is our second language. So they need to improve on that.
Well, I think that I just came up with a really cool idea. And I really would love for anyone that's watching this video today to go into the comment section below and, either tell me I'm right or wrong, or even come up with a different idea. That would be great. I'm thinking that a person can actually purchase the book. and have it addressed to a place that you desire or that you've set up.
Wonderful.
So that way they can actually send the book out, because I don't think that money and finances is your big want here. It's more like, let's get the books to the children.
Yes, yes.
So that would be kind of cool.
That's a wonderful idea, Yaya.
I think so. So if you could set up a place here in the United States or even overseas that's economical for someone to actually have it shipped out there, that would be nice. And then we could put it in the description box below a little bit later. You can comment on the video, and that way people will know where to send it. I mean, I think that that would be an amazing thing.
Wonderful. That's a wonderful idea.
See?
I appreciate that.
One sometimes.
Yeah. The dream is, I can see light at the end of the tunnel.
There is light at the end of the tunnel. Yes.
Yes.
Wow. So is this your only book?
Yes, this is, as far as the children's book are concerned, this is my first book, but I have written before in Zimbabwe. I wrote an educational book for the high school students, and that one became quite popular. But that was on management for high school students.
Nice.
Yes. But so as far as the children's book, this is my first one.
Oh, you're going to be doing more?
I want to do more. I really want to. And I guess my impediment is how to put some of the things I want to put in my stories in English. Because I love storytelling. But then the stories like the ones I wanted to write a book about, they have songs. So the kids will have to sing along so they can enjoy the songs. But then the songs can only be sung in Shona.
Well, let's think about this.
Yes.
Two heads are better than one. How about doing a tutorial where the children learn how to sing in the native tongue from Africa?
Yes. Oh, wow.
I mean, you don't have to change it. You just have to solve an issue, right?
Yes.
I think a lot of people would love to learn how to sing the song in that tongue, and then have the translation in English in the words so that they know what they're singing. I think that's amazing. I think that would just be beautiful.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Yes, like in this book, I have some words I wrote in my mother tongue, the Shona. Then I translate in English. So, what you're saying makes a lot of sense, and I would look into that.
Yeah, please do. I mean, I would love to learn some songs in different languages. And a lot of times, even the parents would love to learn how to sing the song with their children. There's a lot of people out there that want to learn different languages. And this is just the beginning. The children are such sponges at that age that they can learn different languages like that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That would be amazing.
That's beautiful. That's it. Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Aha! I have a lot of those.
Oh yeah, I am going to get in touch with you.
I have a lot of good ideas.
And talk some more.
Yeah, but I think that what you're doing is amazing. And the tutorial aspect of it is just beautiful. You can use it to teach and also to encourage, and the animals can encourage each other, and teamwork, like you said, with this book. And even all the other books that you bring into the equation could be a song by, hey, why not have a song by one animal that's from America and then another animal that's from your country, and they both sing different songs.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's just all kinds of different ideas that you can put into it, but I think you're on a roll, and I'm so happy to have had you on this show.
Thank you.
What kind of advice do you give to people, since English is your second language, you said? So what kind of advice do you give to the person who has a first language and English is their second language, and they want to do what you've done?
Their first language is English.
Oh, fifth.
Are you saying their first language is English
No,
And
I'm saying like their first language is something else other than English. What kind of advice do
okay.
you give them? Yeah.
Well, I think it's about, if, let's say, they really don't speak the English language, but they can write their stories, in Spanish, and it can be translated. Like this book of mine, someone approached me and said, "Can we translate it into Spanish?" But then, it's about money, and that's what I don't have. Otherwise, I could have said, "Yes, let's translate in Spanish."
Mhm.
And it's about translating. But the idea, if it is original, write about it, and then find someone probably who can translate the book.
Wonderful.
And, but I find it, more productive if you think in your own language and write the story.
And there's so many different wonderful software programs out there that will translate your language as long as you have it, and it'll translate it to English or Spanish or German or Mandarin. I mean, it's automatic now. So I mean,
wonderful.
to find it. Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much, Z, for being on the show. Now, I want to go ahead and give you honored here. How do you pronounce your first name for real?
Zuvarashe.
Zuvarashe.
Yes. And that means Christmas Day.
I thought that was beautiful because you're born on Christmas Day.
Yes. I'm born on Christmas Day. Yes.
Oh, what a wonderful gift. What a wonderful gift.
Yes.
Thank you, Z, so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. How can people find your book?
My book can be found on the the publisher's website, Doran's Publishing Company. And it's also on Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
Nice, nice.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Z, so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. And I can't wait to have you back for your next book.
I appreciate
you. Can sing that song
Yaya.
for me. You can sing the song for me. Yes. Thank you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to have all of that information in the description box below. You can copy and paste that into your browser, click enter, it'll take you straight there. If it is highlighted, just click on it, it'll take you straight there. But most of all, if you want to donate a book, we're going to have that information a little bit later. So you can go ahead and continue to check below in the comment section on the YouTube channel, because that's where it's going to be, on the YouTube channel. If you want to go ahead and purchase and donate a book, we'll have the address to where you can send it, or a link to where you can send it, so that way you can be a blessing to someone over in Africa. Yes, we want to make sure that we are educating the world, and the children are our future. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys. Bye.